It's been on the hearts and minds of Western Coloradans since it was canceled last year. The 2021 Alpine Bank Junior College World Series was back, and in a big way. Over the next half hour, join us as we take you through the stories and the games through this year's Bounce Back Series. It's time for the post-Alpine Bank Junior College World Series special. It starts right now.
Ah, boy, welcome in, sports fans. Mike Kretz here alongside Mark Talley and Jocelyn Stafford for this, the 2021 post-Alpine Bank JUCO World Series special.
Mike, we had 10 teams, 7 days of action, 18 great games, all leading to the coronation of the 2021 national champions, the McLennan Highlanders.
Through the next 30 minutes, we'll get there, but to start the series wrap-up, let's talk about the people who made the World Series go.
Extremely proud. I mean, to say that I live in Grand Junction, Colorado, when I leave this area and people recognize it for JUCO baseball, very proud of Grand Junction, Colorado, and what we just accomplished.
And what the JUCO committee pulled off was a great week of baseball. More than 108,000 fans through the gates of Simplesio Field, not to mention dollars back in the Grand Junction economy. Hotels and restaurants booked to capacity. And for the JUCO committee, ticket sales to help with the hardship of a tournament that wasn't in 2020.
We still had to make a $300,000 payment to the city of Grand Junction without having a tournament last year. And you know, the financial impact this year helped us backfill, and we were just extremely appreciative of the sponsors and the fans that came out in large numbers.
And appreciative for the chance to usher back normalcy to the Valley.
Grand Junction really came out to support, and we're ready for a large event again and to get out and mingle, and we had some pretty good baseball too.
Yeah, it certainly was a great tournament, and really great to see all those fans back in Simplesio Field.
No doubt, Mike. Speaking of great, let's take you to break with some of the top plays from the 2021 Alpine Bank JUCO World Series.
All right, let's start our plays with Logan Henderson. He kind of set the pace for McLennan on day one. 14 strikeouts against Florence Darlington. Indian Hills, they lived up to their reputation of beating top teams, defeating the 1-seed Crowder on day one. Drake Logan, he had an impressive debut as well at the World Series, helping Shelton top Walters. Not to mention his first at-bat was a grand slam. More on him later and more grand slams. Day two, the Vaqueros' Kiko Romero helps lift Central Arizona by lifting the 4-run bomb out of Simplesio Field. Our first elimination game, it sees DJ Sullivan laying out, trying to keep the Stingers' hopes alive, but Crowder would prevail thanks in part to yet another grand slam, this time from Logan Chambers.
Hey, welcome back to our 2021 post-Alpine Bank JUCO World Series special. This year, we had the chance to meet up with every single team and brought you stories about players of note, including one of Shelton's infielders who made something of a homecoming by helping his team reach the tournament.
At the Alpine Bank JUCO World Series, every team obviously wants to start strong.
If you could write it up, that's the way you'd want to write it up. Five runs in the first inning.
5 runs thanks in part to a Colorado native. Bases loaded in the first. Pine Creek alum Drake Logan, in his first at-bat at the World Series, came up with a grand slam, helping the Bucks top Walters 13-7, building that momentum for the tournament early on.
Oh, it felt great. You know, coming out, starting that out like that, I mean, it was just great. Having that energy as a team and, you know, building off of that, it was awesome. And couldn't have planned it out any other way, so it was a great experience.
And how about some decent stops in that hot corner, too, handcuffing one of the tournament's best offenses?
He's a great kid. He's a super athlete. He's a guy that has grown probably 6 inches in the last 3 years, and he's just not growing into his body. He's got power at all fields. He's a little raw on some things, and he's got to keep working on it, but he's got a good future ahead of him.
And, of course, being a Colorado native, experienced playing in the Valley, but got his first crack at Simplesio Field and made the most of it.
Yeah, we play teams, play Fruta and whatnot, and, you know, some schools out here, so, yeah, I've been out here a couple times, and, you know, Grand Junction always treats us well, so it's great.
Hey, don't go anywhere. We've got more stories from the 2021 Alpine Bank JUCO World Series coming your way. In the meantime, enjoy more top plays.
All right, Sanjak Saban Sabalos comes home safe under the throw, helping the Gators limbo their way into day 4 undefeated. The third elimination game of the tournament. We saw him last segment. There he is, Logan Chambers, muscling out a 3-run homer, helping the Rough Riders get past Walters. Indian Hills showing off the D, coming away with a 5-4-3 double play. But in the end, It'd be catcher Jack Stroth and Crowder handcuffing the Warriors in an elimination game. And how about the most runs in one game of the tournament? Cali's bats putting on a show against Shelton, scoring 24 runs, helping keep their title hopes alive. Then Sanjak handed Central Arizona their first loss of the tournament on day 4, sneaking out the other hot corner and then just sending one out. That was Harold Cole.
Welcome back. Another big storyline of this year's Alpine Bank JUCO World Series was the Indian Hills Warriors, a team that made their first appearance in Junction since 2004. And with this team came a pitcher whose father helped him get here today. Indian Hills might be a foreign team to us now, but back in the 90s, the Warriors' trip to the Grand Valley was almost a guarantee.
In the 90s, Indian Hills was coming here almost every year. We were here in 93, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99. I mean, almost every year. And you go on this long 17-year drought. So it's fun to be back. It's fun to come back and see what's different about Grand Junction.
With the Indian Hills return to Simplicio comes third-year pitcher for the Warriors, Wyatt Wendell. As starting pitcher in Game 10 of the Alpine Bank JUCO World Series, he says his relationship with his father has helped him get here today.
He's basically been my pitching coach since I was little and my mentor, so I'm just happy to have him here.
Wyatt's dad isn't just an ordinary, supportive parent. He has had first-hand experience on the mound as a relief pitcher for 4 national teams in the MLB. His experiences have helped him guide his son to prepare for every scenario. While Wyatt has been surrounded by the world of baseball since a young age, his father says he could see that his son had his own passion for the sport.
I didn't force him to play baseball, and I told him for a long time, you don't have to do this just because I did it. But from the time he was 4 years old, he would say, "Dad, come sit down and watch the game with me and so I can learn." Because I told him at a very young age that it takes a lot of hard work.
For Wyatt, the JUCO World Series has always been a goal of his, which makes this experience that much more special for him and his family.
It's unbelievable. The experience is one that I will never forget.
As a little kid, he said to me one day, I don't know, he might have been 8 or 9, he said, "Dad, I figured out what I want to do." I said, "Okay, what's that?" He said, "I want to win the Little League World Series, the College World Series, and the Real World Series."
With this experience, Turk has shared a piece of advice that he has passed on to his son from his experiences professionally.
One of the bigger things that I would always tell younger guys in the big leagues, I would say, do yourself a favor. Before you get on the mound to throw your first pitch, or you get in the batter's box to see your first pitch, just step out and look around and enjoy that moment, because you can never get it back. And trust me, you'll regret it, because I do.
And with that, Wyatt will always remember to enjoy the big moments. Coming up, Mike and Mark take you through the championship game. As we go to break, enjoy more top plays.
All right, well, we've reached day 5. Check out the throw from Central Arizona's Dusty Garcia from center field. Coach giving Cali's Elijah Jackson all the encouragement he can, but there's the play. The plate ruled out and helping the Vaqueros stay alive. In the battle of 2 unbeaten Texas teams, how about this shot from Mason Greer? Sending one out to the moon, up and over the Simplicio field sign. An absolute bomb, helping the Highlanders top the Gators and helping McLennan become the tournament's only remaining undefeated team.
Oh boy, welcome back sports fans to our 2021 Post-Alpine Bank JUCO World Series special. And Mark, the time has come.
You know it, Mike. Let's get right to the games, take you down the road to the Junior College Baseball National Championship.
Yeah, and for McLennan, the road to the championship game was as straightforward as it gets, staying up in the winner's bracket all the way to Friday. The signature win probably came on Wednesday against San Jacinto, 13-10. The tournament's only 2 remaining undefeated teams now down to 1. A win on Thursday eliminated the number 1 seed Crowder and made sure the Highlanders made it to championship Friday unblemished. As for the 2019 champs, Central Arizona, it was a different kind of ride, falling into the loser's bracket on Tuesday after the loss to Sanjak. Easily the biggest lift that they had, though, on that side of the bracket was the walk-off win against the Gators on Thursday, ensuring the meeting between the two. And the championship game, boy, it did not disappoint. Two great pitching performances put on. Logan Henderson doing big things for the Highlanders again from the mound. Even though he gave up a one-out triple, comes right back and gets the strikeouts he needs to keep the Vaqueros off the board early. And then to Shane Spencer, who hadn't pitched in this year's tournament, on the bump for Central Arizona. He was dealing as well, not to mention the handful of plays that he had from his defense. Shortstop Devin Dixon, he was doing his part to handcuff the Highlanders in the second. More Henderson, more punch-outs with a runner on second, sitting him down with runners on first and second. Same result. To the bottom half, check out the English on this hit. And the concentration from third baseman Matt Arable gets the throw in on time, but McLennan's biggest threat to that point came when Alex Lopez found some green with a runner on first. Now a runner in scoring position, 2 on with only 1 out, but Spencer says no big deal. Goes on to get the strikeout and strikes out the next 2 McLennan batters. Sheaths the weapon and all. Top of the third, another smooth inning for the Highlanders. Henderson with the strikeout. Izzy Lopez says, I got the shortstop game figured out as well, making a nice play on the ball there. Then Henderson handles the rest. Bottom half, Dixon continues to show great concentration in the infield, making back-to-back putouts from that 6th spot. In the bottom half, Garrett Martin makes things interesting when he smacks one out to the left field wall and puts 2 Highlanders in scoring position with the double. But Spencer induces the fly out to end that threat awfully abruptly. But folks, there's no ending the threat at the top of the 4th. Kiko Romero lifts one out over that right field wall, finally breaking that 0-all deadlock. The backs take the 1-run lead. Logan Henderson is not going to let that get to him, though. He proceeds to strike out the next 3 batters, building some of that momentum back for McLennan going into the bottom half, and it's emphasized by the Highlanders' first batter, Dominic Temes. Just absolutely tattoos this thing, gets it over the fence and into the outfield bleachers, and the Vaqueros lead, it was short-lived. We are back to 1 apiece, but the Vaqueros defense comes to the rescue again with a nice play from the shortstop. Not to mention Spencer coming right back and dealing an important strikeout, but it would be tied. Only 1 more half inning. In the 5th, Miguel Santos absolutely lifts another bomb to left field, and that's a lead McLennan would not let go. Ultimately, the Highlanders would win it all 7-3. We caught up with the teams after the game.
Coach Gillich, there's only one team that gets to hold the trophy, but I mean, for you guys to fight through the losers bracket, get to the championship game, and be right there neck and neck and into the 7th. I mean, like, what can you say about your guys?
Yeah, I mean, that was an excellent ball game. I mean, 2-1 going into the bottom of the 8th there. I mean, we haven't had a game like that here all week, you know, and so I mean, their pitcher was unreal. I mean, Henderson, we knew he was going to be really tough. I mean, he lived up to everything we had heard, and he did an excellent job. And hats off to Mitch and his team. I mean, they're very well coached, great team, and they deserve to win it.
You said before this even started, you guys weren't defending anything. It was just you're coming here to play. But for you guys to just get through the COVID year, make it back to Grand Junction, and make it all the way back to the championship game, what does that say about the fight in your dugout?
Yeah, I mean, I'm proud as hell of these guys. You know, I mean, it's hard. It's hard to just get here, you know, and so to get here and then playing 2 national championship games. I mean, the guys who were here in 2019, that group of 9, I mean, they won 120 games in their time here, and I mean, that's pretty good, you know, and so I'm just proud of these guys, and it stings for them right now, but I think, you know, what they're feeling is the care and all the hard work and the passion they have for it. I mean, it just shows they cared. I mean, if they flushed this thing in 2 minutes, I'd be concerned, right? And so it stings for them, but then the tears and the hugs, I mean, that just shows me they care, and no surprise there. It's a great group of guys.
All right, congratulations, Coach, on a great season.
Thank you.
Thank you. Coach, you're the national champs. How's it feel?
Man, unbelievable. It feels it's surreal. You know, we set this as a goal a long time ago. The kids believed in themselves. We were 10-11 at one point this season, but they hung together, they stayed together, and I couldn't be more proud of them. I mean, this group of kids is just a bunch of warriors, and they love each other. I mean, these guys would fight for each other to the death, and I'm humbled to coach them. I'm humbled to coach them. I'm blessed to coach them, and I give God all the glory.
In a tournament with so much offense at this elevation, your pitching dominated all tournament long. What can you say about those guys on the rubber?
Listen, our pitching has been our strength all year long. We showed up with the offense here this week, no doubt. We've been good offensively for the light, but we're not winning anything. You don't win anything if you're not good in that little circle. And every guy we ran out there competed for us, and believe it or not, guys, we got other guys sitting over in this dugout that didn't get out on that field. And I'm proud of them, and I'm sorry I can't get them all in. But man alive, what an experience to win this thing.
look at the faces of those kids celebrating, what's that mean for you?
Oh my God, man. 56 years old. It's an unbelievable night, and it's surreal, and we wanted it, and I'm so proud to be associated with those guys.
Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you.
We're joined now by Logan Henderson, the man who you just saw mowing him down. Logan, you got to tell us, how does it feel right now?
Well, first of all, hats off to Central Arizona. They played their tails off all day, and they had a great season. But, oh man, I'm just so thankful that we won the whole thing. From day one when we stepped in the coach's office, this was the goal, to win Grand Junction. We did it. Anything less than that was a failure. And I'd go to war with any one of these guys and these coaches. I'm just so thankful.
Coach told us before the game, it's been about pitching for you guys all season long. Can you tell me what it means to be like the guy that your team rode on the back of to win this national championship?
Again, I'm just so grateful that everybody put trust in me from day one. I've learned so much from Coach Leverton, Coach Stark, and even all the other pitchers. And I'm just so thankful that they gave me the ball this game, and it's been really fun.
Look, that's a good teammate. Thank you to your teammates. But look, we got to talk a little bit about your performances here. Game one of the tournament, you go 14 Ks, and we think like, hey man, at this elevation with these bats, there's no way you can repeat that. You come out in the championship game, 17 Ks, you give up only the 1 earned run, and really, let's just be real, it was just one pitch that the guy you put a good swing on. I mean, in 2 games, man, that's what, quick math, 31 Ks, pretty good on you.
Sure. I mean, again, I trust Coach Leverton with my heart calling the pitches. I trust Dom behind the plate, and my defense is really good. And I mean, I think with all that trust, I mean, it allows me to do my job, and I have confidence in myself, so it makes it easy on me. And I know we're going to swing the bats every game, so I mean, they make my job easy.
Tournament MVP, outstanding pitcher of the tournament, all tournament team. Who's going to have to pay the luggage fees to get all that on the plane going back home?
Well, see, we're taking the bus back home. It's a 2-day trip, but I don't know, we'll find a spot for them. We got cubbies at the top of the bus. And that's the least of our worries right now. I'm just going to go enjoy it with my guys.
Yeah, Mark, I hope they did enjoy that celebration. Well-deserved, and hats off to the Highlanders for an absolute, just great series.
What an impressive performance by McLennan. The run they made was tremendous through the entire tournament. They certainly put on a show for the fans.
Yeah, hey, don't go anywhere. Just because we made it to the end of the tournament doesn't mean we're done. We have more Alpine Bank JUCO World Series coverage coming your way right after this.
Welcome back, sports fans, to our 2021 post-Alpine Bank JUCO World Series. Mike, everybody knows you're the man of the people.
Yeah, all right, Mark. One of the things that we wanted to do this year was get out amongst those people, right? That's what makes this tournament so special.
There were a lot of characters out at Simplicio Field this year. Here's just a taste.
Mike, a lot of action today. Let's get it started. That's just going to get us to our first highlight.
Let's move it.
That's right, guys. We're out here in Section L. They call it the Love Section.
You know, after you have 3 games in a day, you can get some pretty big holes on the mound. So if you didn't take care of it, that first game would be great, and then the last game wouldn't be so great. So we try to prep it the same for every single game.
We gotta shout these guys out. Yeah, all right,
let's go.
We got popcorn. We're on Snapchat right now, folks.
This was the ball boy who was diving all over the place trying to get balls tonight. So
certainly, I think this is the first seeded bracket we've had in the history of the tournament, and we've seen some upsets.
What does this weekend and this day mean for you?
Sure, this day more specifically is a day to honor all of our fallen, the people that have come before us whose lives ended in pursuit of our freedoms and all of the liberties that we have afforded to us.
We're back here, it's happening. How does it feel?
Oh, it's unbelievable. I mean, we're looking at the crowds all weekend. Record attendance so far. The fans are happy. The kids are out. They're roaming underneath the bleachers. It's JUCO's back.
We take good BP. We've been here about 7 years, bringing our illustrious Moo crew down to help us out. We love Junction, we love JUCO, and we love the excitement that this brings.
Our field crew does an awesome job taking care of the bullpens and just making sure that these players have everything they need to compete. Because that's why we're here. We're here for the players and so that they can hopefully win a national championship.
When's the last time you missed a JUCO game?
1984.
All right. Were any of you born before 1984? Yes. Yes. Oh, yes. So we got 2. All right, we 2. All right, so not everybody. All right.
Yeah, another great Alpine Bank JUCO World Series special in the books. And Mark, you know what they say, absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Mike, this is my very first JUCO experience, and I want to thank each and every one of the more than 100,000 fans that walked through the gates at Simplicio Field. And of course, a special thanks to all the teams, the organizers, and the sponsors for giving us amazing access.
Absolutely. I want to thank you, the viewers, for having us in your homes for this year's Alpine Bank JUCO World Series coverage. For Jocelyn Stafford and Mark Talley, I'm Mike Kretz. I'll see you then.